talent journeys with AI. So, as AI continues to transform the workplace, organizations are exploring new ways to create smarter, more personalized and connected talent experiences. So, next speaker with extensive experience in business leadership and digital transformation, he will share valuable insights on how AI is reshaping talent journeys and enabling future-ready organizations. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Anantharaman Patambi, Senior Vice President and Business Head of APAC.
Good afternoon to all of you. And I think that the lunch session still continues, I suppose. Okay, no, it's 3:15, so probably by 4 o'clock you will all have your coffee, I suppose. So, okay, I'm not going to take much of your time, but yes, we are talking about reimagine connected talent journey with AI. Now, I'll just want to make it more interactive. So just let me ask a simple question. That I'm sure everyone has a bank account, right? Bank. And I think you may have your bank accounts in multiple banks. You can have it in HSBC, you may have it in Maybank, you may have it in CIMB. And I don't think that you would have one single username and password for each of these banks, right? Everything is different. And when you log into whether you do an internet banking or whether you do mobile banking, the experience is something that you may want to look at. Okay, so assuming that I have 4 bank accounts, every login is different, every user experience is different, and even the transaction flow within that is different, right? At least my parents, they say, what is this? This is all nonsense. They are not used to it because they are used to the traditional way of taking a passbook, going to the bank, getting it printed and seeing, oh, there is a bank balance, right? Or go fill up the withdrawal slip or a deposit slip, give it to the teller, take the money. That is what. But today's generation, they are span of attention is only 2 minutes or 30 seconds. That's what they want, everything to be quick. So that's what it's all changing. But within an organization, if you look at it, do you only have all the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas? No, you also have the Gen X, millennials, everyone. So you are actually required to think about everyone when you're looking at this one. So I've just started with this. So I'm saying now replace the bank with an HR system. As an employee, if you have multiple systems, because many organizations have multiple systems, many organizations may have one single platform to use, but generally it is that everyone has a different system. So for recruitment, you have a different system. For performance, you will have a different system. Payroll, different. Attendance, learning, different. So everything either can be on a single sign-on concept or everything would have a different username and password. And every login, every UX is going to be very different, right? Now, do you think that you're giving a great experience to your talent within the organization? Please raise your hands saying yes. Raise your hands. You say no, raise your hands. Let me see how many of you feel that you are giving a great experience. So everyone feels that it's not a great experience, right? We ourselves also feel the same because, so that's why we are talking about having a connected talent journey, okay? Just to further enhance that, I'm saying that the talent context is broken in the entire ecosystem that we are talking about. Whether it's candidate, whether it's employee, whether it's performer or a payee, your experiences are broken. It's not only broken, but also it breaks every step within the hire, onboarding, develop, pay, and engage. It breaks everywhere. Because all of these are working in silos. Okay. Now, interesting part to it is now you have added the AI flavor or topping onto the entire thing with the new buzzwords of AI everywhere, right? So when we talk about the AI, now for recruitment, you will have a different AI. For performance, you have a different AI. For engagement, you have a different AI. For payroll, you have a different AI. Now, if an HR needs an information about a talent within the organization, tell me which AI will you look out for in the entire thing? Because every AI is going to give you different answers for whatever you're asking. Because the talent AI will give you more from the perspective of the talent from a engagement perspective or from a training perspective. From a payroll perspective, it would give you a different answer. Now, it then becomes challenging for you to understand what exactly or how your talent is actually performing within the action. Okay. So you have to take a pause and you have to reimagine your talent journey within an organization. And when we call about reimagining, we are telling that it has to be connected. Now, if I say it has to be connected, I say it should be ADORE, which is you should adore your talent within the organization. When I say adore, I am talking about acquisition, I am talking about development, I am talking about operating with the talent, then remunerate the talent and always engage the talent. That is what is a connected talent journey framework that we have, which we call it as ADORE. When I further expand ADORE, I'm talking about this entire solution spectrum, which starts right from acquisition, which is nothing but recruitment. Now, within recruitment, you have various things. One is you have a vacancy management. You can have internal job postings that you carry out. You may have a candidate microsite, or you can have a recruitment agency which is hiring for you, so you give them the information. Now, you can also have background verification that you may have to carry out for the talent. That can be done using the system. AI-led interview management can be carried out by the system, where you're seeing profiles which are either they are genuine profiles or they are mocked profiles. In order for the AI would be intelligent enough to understand whether they are a genuine profile or a mocked, and you can actually ask more questions before you actually. And the AI can also schedule interviews for you and block the calendars of your interviewer and the candidate for those particular periods of doing it. You can do talent assessment, you can do offer management to them through the system, and your pre-onboarding activities, because in many organizations, before they can actually join the organization, they may want them to complete their medical, fitness, and everything. So these things, actually you can do it, and before even they come to the role, they can submit all these documents. Okay. Once the talent is within the organization, naturally they have to go through a training program, right? Because the organization would have its own training program to be carried out. That's where the development aspect comes, where you give them a learning platform, where you put all your various certification courses or videos and other things, which they have to. The most important thing is, we talk about data privacy. The first thing when they come into the system is that you have a DPDPA, which they need to consent to. Okay. Now, as soon as they log into the system, I can show you the DPDPA, which they have to read through. They have to accept. Only if they do that, they are allowed to get into the next step within the system. So you are getting a consent from them. Once you have got the consent, then all the training programs can be enabled. They carry out all their trainings and other things, and then they actually start operating within the organization. When we talk about operations, there are multiple things that they do. One is they want to know what is their leave policies and other things. And this is where in some of these areas where you have the agentic AI coming in, wherein the agentic AI you can converse with the AI and ask, hey, can you give me my leave policy? Now, when it gives you the leave policy, it will tell you, hey, Mr. X, you actually joined on 1st January 2026. You're still under probation, so you cannot take any leave. That could be the policy. But there could also be something different, wherein somebody has been in the organization for more than 20 plus years, saying based on your number of years of service, you have got 24 days of this one. Now, you may also have a policy saying whether it's accrued leave or an earned leave concept. So all those policies are governed, and they can converse and get those information. It can also be a little smarter, whether you're talking about a leave or you're talking about a travel, where it can go to an extent of telling you, if I'm applying for a sick leave, it will allow you to apply the sick leave, and next day morning it can preempt you and ask you, hey, how are you feeling today this morning? If you're okay, I'll see you at the office. If you're not okay, I'll apply another day of sick leave for you. If I'm frequently traveling, it can tell me, hey, do you want me to book your travel ticket? Now, there are two ways of doing it. One is you may normally have a travel administrator or a travel agency to which the notification can go, and they can do the booking for you. So the moment you raise a travel request in the system, it can trigger out for you that last time you used this airlines, so do you want to continue to use the same airline? You were staying in this hotel, do you want to stay in the same hotel? It can give you, it proactively asks you these questions, and based on these information, it can automatically raise your travel request and send it to the next level for your approvals. So all these are possible with the workforce. Similarly, as my predecessor was mentioning about certificates, employment certificates and other things, these also can be churned out from the system proactively by just sending a voice conversation, or you can use a AI to get it done. Apart from that, you have the remuneration, which is nothing but the payroll, and this is what is the most important that the people want. At the end of every month, they say on the 30th or the 25th or the 15th, there's a credit in their bank account, which gives them all the smile. Okay, that for all the work that they have done, they're getting rewarded every day. Okay, so that is your R. And we have an social engagement platform called Max Engage, which is a social collaboration. This can be not white labeled, but it can have your own branding brought in. It is like an Instagram or a Facebook page that you can have it for your internal employees. Now, the reason for having this is the employees can voice out their concerns or their challenges or whatever they want as part of this social connect platform. They can do it. Similarly, you also have surveys and polls that you can take. Now, the interesting part from this is when you're talking about surveys and polls and all, when you do this, you will come to know some of the skills of the individuals that you have within the organization. Now, if everyone would have watched the FIFA World Cup 2026, and in the finals, if you had put out a survey, who would have won this one, Argentina or Spain? I'm sure everyone would have given different answers. You could have further broken down it and asked, why do you think that this team will win or not this team, or whatever it is? And everyone would have given their own analysis. And this analysis, when the HR has this information, it helps the HR to see the analytical skills or the strategic skills and other things that are there within the organization. Now, how does it work for you? Is that you are looking out for a strategic role within the organization of a talent. First, you may want to look in-house to see whether you have such a talent available. If you have such a talent, you may want to elevate that talent rather than going out in the market and looking out for another talent. This helps you to retain the resource. This helps in your cost savings by just mere giving a 10 or 20% of increment, you can retain the resource. Resource is motivated, organization saves, and the business continues. So we have this Max Engage platform, and all of this is embedded on our own AI platform, which we call it Purple Fabric. So we have our own AI platform, which is called Purple Fabric, on which all of this resides, which has got the talent knowledge garden and enterprise governance are built into the entire solution. And again, we say it has to be all digital. So it's web enabled, it's on Android, it's on Apple, voice is enabled. All these are available as part of this solution that we offer. Okay. So if I have to context drive intelligence with AI, anticipate the needs, recommend next actions, automate hands-off and personalized experience. That's what you would get. If you have, and just to give you about a background about our organization, we have been in this space for the last 25 plus years. Okay, we have more than 2,000 plus global customers with 3 million employees on the system, 40 plus countries payroll complied, and we have around 35 agents, AI agents that are built. Now this is HCM. We are part of a larger conglomerate which is called as Intellect Design, and we have offices in 57 countries with a revenue of more than $300 million. And we are around 6,000 plus employees within the organization who are working on this. And we are fully certified and LSDN certified also. And our cloud partners are Azure. If you have any other questions, please reach out to me and we can speak further. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anantharaman. Once again, let's give him a huge round of applause. He saved 180 seconds for us, ladies and gentlemen. It's a huge thing, okay? Every minute's count after 3 o'clock. Okay. Thank you, sir.
That I ensured that it doesn't go
Really,
beyond
sir.
that.
My full heart today belongs to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to welcome Prasanna to present a token of appreciation to Mr. Anantharaman.
Thank you.